In a bold move that's shaking up the economic landscape, President Donald Trump unveiled a new proposal on Sunday to slash income taxes, aiming to soften the blow of his sweeping tariffs, which have sparked widespread concern about rising consumer prices. The announcement, made via a post on his Truth Social platform, signals a dramatic shift in fiscal policy as the administration doubles down on its trade agenda. When tariffs cut in, many people's income taxes will be substantially reduced, maybe even completely eliminated, Trump declared, emphasizing that the tax relief would prioritize individuals earning less than $200,000 annually. He framed the plan as a lifeline for working-class Americans, arguing it would counterbalance the economic ripple effects of his tariff strategy. Focus will be on people making less than $200,000 a year, he added, positioning the policy as a populist measure to bolster the middle and lower classes. Trump's tariff policies, which include a 10% baseline levy on nearly all imports and higher reciprocal tariffs targeting specific nations, have been a cornerstone of his second term since he took office in January 2025. These measures, designed to incentivize domestic manufacturing and reduce trade deficits, have already disrupted global markets. Tariffs on goods from major trading partners like China, Mexico, and Canada, as well as targeted levies on automobiles, steel, and aluminum, are now in effect. However, Trump has paused country-specific tariffs for 90 days, giving nations until July to negotiate trade deals to avoid steeper duties. The president defended his approach with characteristic bravado, claiming that massive numbers of jobs are already being created, with new plants and factories currently being built or planned. He described the tariffs as a catalyst for an economic bonanza for America, asserting that they would usher in a new era of prosperity. Trump also hinted at a transformative vision for federal revenue, proclaiming, "The External Revenue Service is happening." This phrase echoes his earlier musings about replacing federal income taxes entirely with tariff revenue or other levies, a concept that has drawn sharp skepticism from economists. Critics argue that relying on tariffs to fund government operations is a risky gamble. According to a 2024 analysis by the Tax Foundation, tariffs on $3.1 trillion in imported goods could generate only a fraction of the $2.2 trillion collected annually from individual and corporate income taxes. To replace income taxes entirely, tariffs would need to reach astronomical rates, potentially 70% or higher, leading to a sharp decline in imports and economic activity. "It's a mathematical impossibility," said Erica York, vice president of federal tax policy at the Tax Foundation, in a recent column. Such high tariffs could also ignite inflation, increase federal deficits, and provoke retaliatory trade wars, further straining the global economy. Public sentiment reflects growing unease about the tariffs' impact. A recent Associated Press and ORC research poll revealed that 75% of Americans expect Trump's tariff policies to drive up the cost of consumer goods, from groceries to electronics. Similarly, an NBC News Stay Tuned survey released on Sunday found that 60% of respondents disapprove of Trump's handling of trade, tariffs, and inflation. These concerns are particularly acute among lower-income households, who spend a larger share of their income on essentials like food and clothing. A Yale Budget Lab analysis estimated that the tariffs could cost the average household $3,800 annually, with the poorest 20% facing a 4% reduction in after-tax income, 3 times the impact on wealthier households. Despite the backlash, Trump remains steadfast, framing tariffs as a tool to protect American workers and restore economic sovereignty. He has pointed to studies such as a 2024 economic analysis claiming a 10% global tariff could grow the economy by $728 billion and create 2.8 million jobs, to bolster his case. However, mainstream economists counter that tariffs typically raise prices for consumers and disrupt supply chains, with little evidence of significant job creation. A 2024 study by MIT, Harvard, and the World Bank found that Trump's first-term tariffs failed to boost employment in protected industries like steel, while retaliatory tariffs from other nations harmed U.S. farmers and exporters. The proposed income tax cuts add another layer of complexity to Trump's economic agenda. By targeting relief to those earning under $200,000, the plan aligns with his campaign promises to support working families. However, details remain scarce, and the feasibility hinges on tariff revenue projections that many experts deem overly optimistic. The Tax Policy Center estimated that Trump's tariffs would raise $3.3 trillion over a decade, far short of the $6 trillion to $7 trillion claimed by White House aide Peter Navarro. This shortfall could exacerbate federal deficits, especially if paired with Trump's push to extend the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which is set to expire in 2026 and could cost an additional $4.2 trillion over 10 years, according to the Congressional Budget Office. As Congress prepares to reconvene in Washington, Trump's Republican allies are gearing up to advance his legislative priorities, including the tax cut extensions and new tariff-related measures. The administration's ability to navigate these challenges will depend on reconciling the conflicting goals of raising revenue, protecting consumers, and boosting domestic production. For now, Trump's vision of an external revenue service, powered by tariffs, remains a high-stakes experiment, with Americans bracing for higher prices and an uncertain economic future.